Afternoon, it's Tuesday afternoon. I'm just sorting out this barn, just clearing out the rest of it. This is where the barley was. Sorry, let me take that out. I can hear you a bit better then. Hear you. You're not making any more noise. I'm making noise. I can hear better. So this is where we stored all this grain. Now this is going to be used for something else this coming year. So we're just clearing it all out. We did have a petition wall in down the middle. Which is now gone. We've moved that up into the other shed, and that's going to be covered in the plastic to make sure that the grain stays where it should do. So I've been clearing out. We had some barley and beans here, which went into another trailer. I'm just picking up some oats, which is behind here. Now they're oats which have been treated in prop corn, so we're not sure what we're going to use them for. We're putting them into that trailer, but first off I've got these bags of fertiliser to use. Unfortunately one of them had got clipped by a tractor, so I'm going to have to get the shovel out on that one and put that into a different bag. But 4 bags onto the forks. Each bag weighs 600 kilos, so that just shows what these things can lift. There's 2.4 tonne on there, and the boom's out a little bit and it ain't struggling. It's going to lift them easy. I'll put that in the boom, and then I'm going to take that down to the shed where we store the fertiliser. So as you can see, big barns, big machinery, plenty of room. But you do have to be careful when you're moving around in case someone's walking in behind you. You kind of need eyes in the back of your head. So that's the good thing, that the cabs have always got lots of visibility in everything. You can have a look round. The dangerous places are obviously blind spots and in behind the trailer and stuff. But yeah, we're getting there. So after I've scraped up the rest of it with the bucket, I'll get the sweep in here and we'll push it all down to one end, where we'll probably just get rid of what's there, because there's you get kind of bits of grass growing where it gets a bit wet down at the edge. Well, it's not grass, it's barley and oats. Bits of stuff growing where it gets a bit wet down at the edge. So we'll get rid of all that, and then it's all clean. Now the paintings on the wall are from a, I believe, 60th birthday party. So they're quite old, because the people who had their 60th are just about to have their 80th. So yeah, there was a big party in here. A big wedding anniversary it might have been as well. I think there was a bit of all sorts. It always made me laugh that there's all sorts. It was a proper barn dance, so just you see up there, we've got a saloon painted on the wall up there. So I'd have loved to have seen it when it was done, but I've just been kind of working around, clearing off around it for the last kind of 2 years. So yeah, right, we'll see you later. Again, it is Wednesday afternoon and we're fixing things again. Not like us to be fixing things, is it? So this broke down the other week and I've not been down to even look at it. I fell out with it. Okay, so there's fuel coming out of there. Also just lost the jubilee clip. I just love it when things don't work. No. Fourth time lucky. noisy thing. The magnet was stuck then. So, let me just turn this off and shut that because it's raining. So, we'll turn that off. We'll leave the other one going. And just shut the doors. So maybe I've just kind of possibly solved the issue on there. The issue I've had with my ride-on mower, of which bits are here, it's turned out to be a bit more major than I thought, and it's possibly a dead gearbox, so that might be doing the journey, because it doesn't sound like it's an easy thing to get, replace or source on it. So just look at the pumpkins. Ooh, parsnips. So how big are these parsnips? So about the same thickness as my finger there. It's not too bad. That'll do. Right. Let's get on to the serious business. Serious business of pumpkins. Some very big pumpkin plants. Oh no, I've got a fingerprint in the middle of that. Sorry. There we go, look at that beauty. Absolutely fantastic. So, this is the area that was looking very small, and the plants are now looking not very... I was pointing you off to the side. You know what, I'm terrible at this thing. Can never get my sound right. My editing is not very good. And I'm pointing the camera in the wrong direction. So, one day I will get better at this, I do promise. I am trying. It's a very steep learning curve when you're not used to doing this. Weeds. But, wildflowers are looking a lot better. So you saw these in the last video. We had blue flowers. We've now also got orange flowers, white flowers, sunflowers, weed flowers, if that's such a thing. But the blue flowers are looking absolutely spectacular. There is not going to be an awful lot of bees or anything around because it's just started to rain again. So, good weather for the growing. That's it. That's all I've got to think. This weather is great for the pumpkins to grow. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. Look at that. Now to me, that doesn't look like that's going to be an orange one. But this one's going to be a big one. Ta-da! Oop, and a bumblebee was in there. Sorry, Mr. Bumblebee, Mrs. Bumblebee, wherever you are. Every single one of these plants here has got a really nice sized pumpkin in it as well. So hopefully they'll produce 2 or 3. This one has. Well, that one's got one there. There's another one there. That one's really spiky. Still can't get over this plant. This plant must now be, what's that, 20 foot across? 15, 20 foot? One side to the other. And that's one plant. Seems to be producing these, which, as I've not seen them grow before because we didn't have different varieties, I don't know whether that's a Queensland Blue or a Turk's Turban. Which the Queensland Blue is a nice blue pumpkin with a very orange fresh flesh. Turk's Turban is much greyer and grows looking a bit like a turban, basically, hence why it's called a Turk's Turban, I guess. It's really interesting how some of them are definitely trailing varieties, so like that one, and others are much more upright. But there is absolutely all sorts growing. What's going on up this way? Let's have a look in these ones. Potatoes. Ooh! That one is most certainly a harlequin. So that's a harlequin variety. So there should be all sorts in this bit. This is the seed which I bought. We do still have some fairly big open areas, which doesn't make me too happy, but I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why they wouldn't grow there when they've grown lots everywhere else. These plants seem to be a little further behind than the other ones down there. There's not as much grown on these. Sorry, just check the time. Oh, I've got time. Just I do the school pickup, so down at the primary school, so I've got to be down there in time for that, otherwise I would be in trouble with my youngest and he would let me know if I was ever in trouble with him. So yeah, a lot of these, as I was just saying, don't actually have pumpkins formed on them yet. They've got lots of flowers, but not many female flowers producing the pumpkins. So hopefully that changes soon. There's one tiny little one there. The ground's very soft, so that obviously means it's been nice and wet. So this rain is all seeping in, soaking in, getting down into the root zones of these, which, to be honest, these root zones must be relatively deep because these did okay all the way through the dry spell. So fingers crossed they're going to be grand and we don't have another dry spell like that. Let's have a look at these. So this section, which I'm just going to now, are the ones we grew on and planted plants, and there's quite a lot of little pumpkins. That's about the same size as some were when we harvested last year. So these plants are a lot smaller. I don't know why these haven't decided to spread like them, so we'll work it out. But there is going to be stuff is planted probably in sections in here, because obviously I was doing it from a tray. I did try to empty 2 or 3 varieties into the bucket I was planting from, so that we had a bit of a mixture, so it wasn't just the same varieties next to each other. But there is a couple of pumpkins growing in here, and the plants are getting bigger. They're definitely getting bigger. I should come through here with the weedy tool, because that would be great for in here. The weeds aren't too big, so I will try and get that done. Whilst we're talking about getting things done, I have just bought a load more seed of stuff just in town, and got some flowers as well to be planted in the area I turned over that way, and so hopefully get onto that on Monday maybe, if I can get the power harrow on the back of the big tractor and get that area turned over. Vegetable wise, we're still having issues with spinach, just doesn't like growing. Lettuce is looking really good. These really starting to form up nicely. Tomato plants are slowly getting there, very slowly. And all the rest of the lettuces are getting a decent kind of kickstart on the size of them. These are obviously still very small, but these are a couple of weeks off being harvested. I'm hoping we've got enough to kind of see us through there. Those ones are probably a bit sooner. We do have more lettuce planted in on the ridge, as you've seen, so hopefully that all starts to kick in soon. Spinach here, again, we'll see how that does. Carrots, could do with them to be about this big, but they're going to be later, so that's okay. We can deal with that as long as they grow. That thing's still running, so that makes me happy. I might take it for a drive across the other side of the field and just see if it keeps running. But yes, so that is the update for Wednesday afternoon. And just dropped a load of stuff off this morning up to the guardhouse and to the honesty box. We had a really good picture done by the lady who runs the Honesty Box, and kind of just had a good conversation about possible things we could do to promote businesses. And the hardest thing is about pricing. We'll talk about that later. So, about pricing. Now, I want to make everything affordable for anyone. I don't want to price people out in the market. I'm not trying to do what some of the supermarkets do, and just because this is hand grown, hand picked vegetables that you add a gazillion pounds onto the profit. I'm really just trying to make a good product which tastes nice and that people will eat. Now, as for kind of pricing things, you might have been up to the Honesty Box, you might have seen what we've got. We're selling roughly 600 grams of potatoes, of new potatoes, so small potatoes. Some of them are getting a bit bigger now, £1.50. Now, that price that I'm selling there, for the amount that I am taking up there, is not covering my costs. Now, you may say that this is silly, and I'm not going to do anything and never going to get anywhere, but my mainstay at the moment is the pumpkins. I'm doing the veg because I want to, and I also want to create a rotation, so next year the pumpkins can come to the veg area. Let me just empty the rain gauge. What's that on? 3mm. That's 3mm today. So yeah, it's all to create a rotation. I need to have the space because you can't just keep doing the same crop on the same area. Also, by me selling this veg, it's getting the name out. The Pumpkin Field Isle of Man, my name, and Spate Land Services, which is my company. So all the names are getting out there. People are learning them. So when we announce that we're doing the pumpkins, we've already got that audience. Now, last year we had no issue selling the pumpkins. Last year we did 500 pumpkins and they all sold. This year we should have a lot more, but we want to do more than just get everyone to come down to a muddy field, pick a couple of pumpkins and disappear. We want to make a bit of an event of it. So we need his name there to make it worthwhile, because if not, who's going to turn up? No one will turn up, and then no one's going to make any money and no one's going to have nice produce. So it's trying to find that happy medium between the right price and something I can make money off. At the moment, I don't really do many days down here. I'm down here in the morning and the evening. Obviously I work for the farm during the day and I do other work as well. So at that point I'm busy. But to have me down here, I need to be able to make money off that. Now, surely if I sell more, I can make money then, which is true. But to sell more, I need to grow more, and grow more takes quite a lot of effort and inputs. So at that point, it's like I say, it's just getting that happy medium, and it's the hardest thing ever. The little meadow farm that we sell through, she sells pork, and she was saying the same. It's trying to get that right price. You know, once you've got a product which is good, you need to market it good enough to make money off it, but then not take advantage. Because like I say, I don't want to be like a lot of the big supermarkets who have got exclusive prices for exclusive people and exclusive products. Oh dear. We'll sort them out later because I need to go. Horseflies. So yeah, I'm just kind of stuck in that little bit of a dilemma. Now, I might discuss this a bit further, but at the moment I now need to go pick up my family, well, my youngest, and then go home and meet my oldest when he gets back from the other school. So yeah, I need to think more on this subject. Fashion statement of the century. I'm just going to do some spraying at the farm. So I'm spraying a pesticide just to make sure that any bugs and grubs which will eat the grain, which should hopefully be coming in this afternoon, are not there. So this is in the new bays we've built, so I've got to make sure I've got the right stuff on. So got gloves, suit, mask and a set of goggles to go on as well. You don't need an awful lot of stuff with this chemical we're using, but I prefer to be safe than sorry. So I'm just going to use my little sprayer and just treat the walls and the floor, and then it should be all good. So it is Thursday afternoon and the combine is a go. So I've got my snacks, just about to go get in the tractor and start taking trailers out to follow it. So this is bringing in the winter barley, and then we can get that into the shed that I've been sorting out. So that's it, we're rolling. Just get a seatbelt on. Right, good to go. Hang on, up through there, into that gear. Right, which way? This way. So this is the start of harvest 23 for us, and as I just said, we're starting on winter barley. So this is barley that was planted last October, November, and it's then grown over the winter, which is in comparison to spring barley, which would have been planted in the spring. So spring barley grows a bit quicker, but it doesn't yield as much, whereas the winter barley is the one which yields slightly higher. And then we'll have to see what it's yielding as well. So the contractor, well, the person who found the land has been out and done a moisture test, and he says it's testing at 18, which is pretty good. You know, we ideally want it down to 14, so we might have to bang it through the dryer, but we'll have to see on that when it comes in. So yeah, that's about it. So we're not hauling from too far away, so I'm going to run out a couple of trailers to them, and then they can fill them up, and hopefully I get time to bring them back before I have to do the school run. So we'll see how it goes. But it's like, this is the trailer that I cleared out. Wait for that. Cleared out and pressure washed all out and everything. So just a wagon coming past. Yeah, it's busy here. Yeah, so sorry, this is the one that I pressure washed out a long while back when I ended up getting absolutely filthy from it. Because I don't know if you've ever pressure washed out a trailer before, but it makes a big mess. It all sprays back at you out the corners. So like I said, not hauling too far, so I'll get these run up and I'll see if I can get a video whilst I'm running alongside the combine. Or we might be dropping trailers and then filling them up in the corner. So we're up to a grand total 26 mile an hour, and that is it. Just got out to the field and the combine is there. So I'm just trying to work out whether to go around and follow him, or to wait for them to get around. They might make it around to me, at which point I don't need to go chasing them in the really narrow bit. So we'll just hang fire here. As soon as I know, what I often do is just put the trailer on the headland, and then they can fill it up as they're going round, and then I'll go back and get another trailer. So our farm, you can't see it from here, it's literally probably 3/4 of a mile that way. So like I say, it's not far away, not a long way away, not a long haul. So we might have to take these to be weighed. We'll have to see what we're doing, because obviously we're buying the grain back off them, and at which point we've then got to take them to Derby, which is where the honesty box is. So that's just the other way. So we'll see how it goes, see where he's at, and like I say, I'll see if we can try and get a bit of footage of them coming up. So I'm sorry you're looking through the mucky bit of the windscreen there, but combine's going very slow, so I don't know if he's got an issue. You can see that the straw, well, the grain in total, the barley is really short because it went really dry. It's just not put a lot of growth onto the straw, so there's probably going to be a fair bit of a shortage of straw this year from that. And I don't know if you can see, but them taller ones in front of them, those are wild oats, which are a bit of a weed. I'll show you, they're quite interesting, so I'll try and get a video of some of them. There seems to be a fair swath of straw coming out of the back of it, but that's maybe what the issue is, that it's all too short, so there's lots of stems. It does seem to be a bit dense looking next to us. It's going to take him all forever to harvest the field if that's as fast as it can go. Do the combine next to us here. So you've got the straw walkers. It's the things going backwards and forwards, and they're sorting the grain out. So the grain drops down and it gets picked up and put into the big tank. The straws coming, just falling out the back, and then those fins below are chopping the chaff and creating an airflow. So that's, you can chop the straw as well. I don't know if this has got a straw chopper. Probably has. But obviously there's quite a demand for straw, so at that point those can be baled up and sold. So we sell small bales. We won't be doing any small bales out of this, but the small bales sell at £5 ish a piece, depending what they are. We'll start filling in a minute. So that's a big auger, which is like an Archimedes screw, if you don't know. So that's going to just move everything from the tank, the storage tank, which is up on the top with them two little open bits, dropping into the trailer. This trailer will carry around about 15 ton, I think, when it's full. I can't remember. It's been a year since we've had it full. When it's full of feed, it's 12 ton. Thereabouts, 12-13 ton, which but the feed takes up a bit more room and is a bit lighter. So we'll see how he goes here, and then I guess I'm just going to pull forward, drop this trailer here, and then go get another one. And I've got a sample here which I'm going to take back and show. I'm not really too fussed. So there's a bit of all sorts in this. There's a load of beans in it as well. The moisture content of it. The issues I had with uploading. They said the reason they were going slower there was because that's in the mood. Right, so just back out of the field now. Different trailer on. I was going to bring the big green one, but I had to change of heart because this one was in the way of where we will want to put them. So this trailer is getting put around the far side of the field, ready for when they get around here. So I just need to be careful not to run over these sets of straw, particularly in the corners, because if I do run over them it makes it more awkward to pick up with the baler. So he's emptying again over there into that trailer, so I'm guessing that's 2 he's put into there. So the next trailer I bring back will go over there. He wants this one in this corner, so I'll put it in on the other side of that row of straw that's just on that side. I think thereabouts somewhere. So it's out of the way. Yes, we'll put it here. So pull a bit tighter on there. Down this way. Try not to run over anything. And we'll put it back into this corner. Simple as that. Just go disconnect all the pipes and then we... Morning. It's Friday today, so end of the week, and what a crazy week it has been. Things kicking off, harvest underway with the farm, and sunflowers opening. So we're just starting to get them. You can see there's a few up there. So we've had a couple off already of the field, but everything's getting up. You know, up at waist height now, which I'm surprised because they were stumped so badly by that really dry spell. But it's not going to be long until all these are starting to open. So we had this first one open on Tuesday, really, I think it was. There was like one snuck through before that, but yeah, we've got some nice tiny little ones. We've still got some in the peas. I don't know how that's happened, but we have. Yeah, they're all starting to get there. Some of these flower heads are looking absolutely massive as well. So lots gone on this week. As you've seen, you know, it's been a bit of a busy one. I've got another kind of day to do harvesting on. I need to get some stuff out tomorrow, but that is probably just going to be a little snippet on the end of this video. This is probably it for the week. So thank you so much again for watching. Don't forget, click the like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook as well, and yeah, have a great weekend and a good next week, and look forward to doing videos the following week. So I know I just said that was going to be the last video, but a little bit of bonus footage. I got finished earlier on the job that I was planning to do. I'm all a bit high-vis today because I was doing tree work, so I've now just put the power harrower on the back. I'm going to go turn over the area which we put the cultivator over the other day, so I've got some stuff to plant. So I've got some more peas and beans to go in, so just choose an area there. Right, so swing it that way a bit, you can see it. 1000 speed PTO on this. PTO in, put it up, it's going to drop it down a bit and restrict its height to there. Right, rev it up. Change down. So just brought that down to really slow gears. Just going along the slowest gear we've got, and I guess you can see that it's coming really nice and fluffy. I'm going to go over it twice just to make sure, because there's some big chunks in this, and then that's going to be super easy to plant into. So I'm going to be planting these by hand rather than with the drill, I think. So then everything's on the flat, because the peas I've put in, I don't think I can plant them with the drill very easily, not even the hand drill, so that's coming up really nice, is that? Friday, it's raining again, just trying to do a bit of harvesting and a little bit of planting, bit mucky, got a waterproof though, so I'm not getting too wet. Yeah, that's probably it. I know I've already said that, but this is actually it. No more for this week. We'll get back next week. I'll update you on what I've actually just put in next week, and yeah, progress from there. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a week. Take care.